We continue to get answers to viewer questions, and joining us now is Dr. Catherine Paulus, an infectious disease physician at Penn State Health. Good evening, Dr. Paulus.
Good evening. Nice to be with you today.
Yes, I know we've spoken to you several times over the course of this pandemic. It's amazing how long it has gone on. So what does the vaccine, and I know hospitalizations are down because of COVID, mean to you?
I think the vaccine is the first real spark of light in this whole pandemic. It's highly effective, it's very safe, and I think it really has the potential to change the trajectory of what we've been seeing. And also right now, cases are starting to go down. They're still not as low as we would like them to be, but I think we're in this window where we have the opportunity to get people vaccinated ahead of more cases occurring.
Well, let's hope so. We have a lot of questions about the vaccine. First off, if someone gets a first shot, will they test positive for COVID?
No, it doesn't impact the testing for COVID with the PCR test that you would get with usually a nasal swab or possibly a saliva test. It may impact the antibody test, which is the marker of whether you've had COVID or a vaccination in the past. And that's dependent on what type of antibody test the lab uses.
Just curious, my own question, are there different antibodies from the natural immunity as compared to the vaccine?
So the antibodies that are generated by the vaccine are to the spike protein, which is one of the proteins on the virus's surface. It's the one the immune system likes to respond to the most. Someone that's had a natural infection will have antibodies to other parts of the virus as well. But somebody that's just gotten the vaccine will only have antibodies to the spike protein.
Interesting. All right, another question from a viewer. If you get the first vaccination and it's say Moderna, does your second vaccination have to be that same drug company vaccine?
For now, it does. They haven't been studied using vaccines from different companies, although eventually, hopefully, we'll have that data. For now, the recommendation is to stick with the same type of vaccine for both doses.
And should you get it from the same site, do you think? I know we've had a lot of questions about that.
I think if possible, that's great. Most sites are scheduling the second dose just for continuity. But if, for example, you couldn't get it at one site, as long as it's the same vaccine, that would be okay.
All right. Another viewer asked, since I have asthma, would I be better off getting the vaccine at a hospital or clinic in case I do have a reaction?
All areas that are giving the vaccine should be prepared to deal with a vaccine side effect called anaphylaxis, which is an allergic reaction to the vaccine. And that would be the case if you were given the vaccine at a hospital versus a pharmacy. All of those sites need to be prepared to manage patients that might have that response.
All right, and here someone says, a friend told me, lots of friends are telling people all kinds of things, that a person should not get the COVID vaccine if they're taking a blood thinner. Is this correct?
No, there's no rationale for that. You know, sometimes people on a blood thinner might bleed a little bit more after a vaccine, so perhaps they might have to hold pressure a little bit longer. But that would be true of any vaccination, not just the COVID vaccine.
And Jeannie asks, I take an 81 milligram aspirin, a low dose aspirin once a day. Should I stop for a few days before I get a COVID vaccine?
I wouldn't routinely recommend stopping that to my patients. But if you ever have any particular concerns about your medications, the best person to talk to is your primary care doctor.
And one last question. Fred of Elizabethtown says, not sure if you know this, but is there going to be an oral vaccine available anytime soon?
Not to my knowledge. The ones that are furthest along in development are all ones that are shots. So for the time being, we'll have to have that sore arm after our vaccination.
Yeah, I know you can get a pretty sore arm. I got a black and blue mark too. All right, Dr. Paulus, thank you so much. The COVID-19 vaccines are currently approved for individuals 16 and older. We have received questions about when children will be able to get the vaccine. 8 on Your Side reporter Ann Shannon explains.
The bottom line, right now, there is not a COVID-19 vaccine that's been approved for use in children. That's because the vaccines were not tested on children during clinical trials. Now, the Pfizer vaccine trial did include patients down to age 16, and the Moderna vaccine was tested on people as young as 18. So at this point, there's just not information on how the vaccine works in younger people.
And for some medications, children need a smaller dose because they have smaller bodies. And some medications, children need a larger dose because their bodies work more efficiently than an older, worn out body. So at this point, we don't know exactly what the right dose is for children.
Dr. Erickson adds that the medical community is also cautious because she says there is a possibility the vaccine would work differently in a child and may not be safe for them to use.
Until we have a clinical trial that's done in children to give us information about both the efficacy, what dose is going to be effective, and safety, so that we know that it's going to be safe. Until we have those two pieces for children, we're not going to recommend that they get it until we know those two things.
Dr. Erickson says this is true in the development and use of all medications, not just the COVID-19 vaccine. And she adds that clinical trials with children are ongoing right now. They are in the early stages, but she believes it could be 6 months to a year before the vaccine is available for use in children. And if trials go as expected, the vaccine could be given to children as young as 6 months old. Ann Shannon, on your side, WGAL News 8.
And we are going to check back in with Dr. Joseph Contra, Chief of Infectious Diseases at Lancaster General Health. He's been keeping an eye on our Facebook page and questions and comments that are popping up there. Anything standing out now, Dr. Contra?
Sure. Well, some of the other questions I get are related to the variants that are circulating now in the United States and how the vaccines might work against them. We know that the UK variant is now present in 42 states. Over 1,200 cases have been identified. But the good news here, Susan, is that both the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines have been studied very carefully against the UK variant, and both vaccines are effective against it. So even though that variant is in the United States now, there's good evidence that the vaccines that we're using now will continue to work.
And
however,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. For the other variants, the South African variant and the Brazilian variant, and manufacturers may have to tweak the vaccine a little bit to create a booster shot. That may be something that's coming down the road, but it's not in the immediate future.
And this is normal for a virus like this to mutate.
Yes, absolutely. The COVID-19 virus actually mutates only about half as often as influenza. And about a quarter as often as HIV. So it's a relatively slow mutating virus, but it's been around now for a year and there have been many, many, many people infected. So the virus has had lots of opportunity to mutate and develop new strains.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Contra. We'll let you get back to Facebook and we'll check back in with you again during the special. Coming up next.
School districts around the Susquehanna Valley have been adapting to COVID-19 concerns in a variety of different ways. But now many are asking when school can return to normal and when teachers can get vaccinated. I'm WGAL News 8 on your side reporter Ann Shannon. Coming up, we'll talk to one of the leaders in the state's education system about what's happening next.
And Dr. Oz answers more of your questions.
I always comfort people when they have reactions to the vaccine by saying it means your body was aware.
And what Dr. Oz says about a reaction to the vaccine. Stay with us.